The real deal, do pickup artist tactics actually work? Hello everyone. Let's dive into the effectiveness of pickup artist (PUA) techniques. The answer is a bit of a mixed bag. It really hinges on what you are seeking. I've encountered numerous men who transitioned from being shy and socially awkward to becoming the center of attention, effortlessly attracting women every weekend. This transformation is impressive, especially considering that they once faced constant rejection. However, there's a catch. As these men began to experience success, they often developed a skewed perception of women, viewing them as users, cheaters, or overly dramatic individuals. This mindset emerged because the women they were attracting tended to fit those negative stereotypes. These were the individuals who were more susceptible to the PUA tactics, making them the easiest targets for their newfound skills. Now, if you're following my channel, you might resonate with the idea that, deep down, most men desire to find a genuine partner, someone they can enjoy spending time with, even outside of romantic encounters. Yet, there's a paradox. While many men may secretly hope that their negative views of women are misguided, they often struggle to acknowledge this, even to themselves. Admitting this could imply that they need to change their approach or, worse, confront the notion that there might be something wrong with them. But let me reassure you, that's simply not the case. Most of these men are genuinely good individuals. The real issue lies with the pickup artist strategies they are employing in their quest for a girlfriend. The tactics, lines, and strategies that sometimes yield success in short-term flings or casual encounters do not translate well when it comes to forming meaningful, long-lasting relationships with high-value women, the very type of partner many men aspire to connect with. So, let's explore the journey of Josh, who went from being a shy individual to the life of the party, only to find himself feeling lonely and questioning where all the good women had gone. I will outline 5 reasons why pickup artist strategies worked for Josh in securing short-term relationships and hookups, and 5 reasons why they fell short when it came to attracting a quality girlfriend. Additionally, I'll discuss the primary reason why high-value women tend to avoid long-term relationships with pickup artists, along with the valuable lessons my friend, the pickup artist, learned through his experiences. For those of you who are new to my channel, my mission is to help men understand modern women better so they can attract and maintain a meaningful relationship with the right partner. My videos are designed for those who recognize that while women also have a role in understanding and appreciating men, the journey begins with self-awareness and acceptance of one's own actions. Welcome aboard. Now, let's delve into Josh's story. He had always been intrigued by the idea of being the life of the party, but in reality, he was quite shy and occasionally found social situations challenging. When he discovered pickup artist techniques, he was eager to put them into practice. After joining a PUA community and honing his skills for several months, he became more self-assured and outgoing, learning how to captivate women's attention. Josh began frequenting bars and clubs, determined to project an image of boldness and confidence. He approached women with intriguing, mysterious stories that piqued their interest, and to his delight, it worked. He secured several dates. His spontaneity also played a role in his success. Sometimes he would arrive late or do something unexpected that caught their attention. However, it's important to note that all of this was somewhat contrived. Josh made a point of showcasing his social status by dressing in expensive clothing and maintaining a polished appearance. Josh had always been drawn to the allure of a flashy lifestyle, watching the latest movies, flaunting the newest smartphones, and driving cars he couldn't really afford. He understood that these displays of wealth would attract the attention of women who admired such a lifestyle. The women he met at nightclubs and social gatherings seemed to lap up his confidence and material success, at least initially. For a while, this approach worked wonders for him. He found it easy to charm and connect with women who were seduced by his polished, superficial persona. It was exciting and fun, but deep down, Josh felt a growing desire to find someone with whom he could build a meaningful, long-term relationship, one that extended beyond casual encounters. Unfortunately, his past experiences had left him wary. Many of the women he dated before had only been interested in short-term flings, and he'd encountered plenty of individuals who were more interested in personal gain, infidelity, or drama than in forming a genuine bond. Despite this, Josh still clung to the hope that a truly compatible partner existed, someone who could be more than just a temporary distraction. However, finding such a person proved far more challenging than he'd anticipated. He realized that the very strategies that had worked so well in nightclubs and bars, where loud music, strobe lights, and a sense of anonymity made it easier to play the confident, charming role, were ill-suited for real-world interactions. When he tried applying the same pickup artist tactics in everyday settings, like grocery stores or coffee shops, his attempts felt forced and insincere. Women in these environments weren't impressed by his over-the-top confidence. Instead, they often perceived it as arrogance or aggression. This mismatch left him frustrated and, at times, even embarrassed. In some cases, his frustration led him to push boundaries inappropriately, becoming dismissive or disrespectful when women didn't respond to his advances. Naturally, this only deepened the disconnect between him and potential partners. On rare occasions, when he managed to let his guard down and stop relying on his rehearsed strategies, he did manage to form a connection with a high-value woman. However, these relationships rarely lasted. His own insecurities and neediness often resurfaced, causing him to act possessive or jealous, which ultimately drove the women away. He feared betrayal or mistreatment based on his past experiences with club culture and his own self-doubt, leading him to sabotage relationships before they could truly develop. After multiple failed attempts to build lasting connections using pickup artist methods alone, Josh finally came to a sobering realization: these tactics were only effective for short-term, transactional relationships. They lacked the depth, authenticity, and emotional investment required for a committed, successful partnership. Feeling defeated, he retreated back to the bars and clubs, where his old habits felt safer, even if they left him bitter and disillusioned over time. Eventually, he crossed paths with a dating coach who offered a completely different perspective. This coach didn't emphasize scripts, lines, or status symbols. Instead, they encouraged Josh to focus on building a life he genuinely enjoyed on his own terms. The key takeaway was simple yet profound: true connection begins with being authentic, not with performing a role. By cultivating a life filled with purpose and self-respect, Josh could naturally attract someone who valued him for who he was, rather than for the image he projected. When you stop acting needy, it's because your mindset shifts. You no longer see yourself as less valuable compared to high-quality women. This change helps you establish personal standards and sparks genuine curiosity about people in general, not just viewing women as targets to pursue. Josh exemplified this transformation. He became skilled at understanding who he truly was, not just in the eyes of others, and developed a quieter yet more authentic confidence. His approach grew more sincere, leading him to develop a real interest in women and others around him. Because his intent was no longer about merely getting something from them, he was able to connect on a deeper level. This was a significant change from the previous way his friend, a pickup artist, operated, which often involved superficial tactics and a focus on conquest. Over time, Josh's new mindset allowed him to experience fewer turbulent relationships because he learned from each experience and connected more meaningfully. Eventually, Josh found a woman who truly matched his high-value standards. So, what are the 5 key lessons we can learn from Josh's journey? And why do high-value women typically not stay with a pickup artist permanently? First, let's examine 5 reasons why certain pickup artist strategies can be effective. These techniques actually benefit both men and women when used wisely. 1. Boldness and self-confidence. 2. An aura of intrigue and mystery. 3. A sense of fun and spontaneity. 4. Demonstrating social proof through having a circle of friends, not material possessions. 5. Caring about your appearance without falling into vanity. Next, it's important to recognize the behaviors associated with pickup tactics that are less beneficial and can even be harmful in the long run. Here are 5 reasons why such strategies may fail for building a meaningful, high-value relationship. 1. Acting forcefully or insincerely, being fake. 2. Being overly aggressive or disrespectful of boundaries, which is pushy. 3. Rudeness after rejection, linked to pride, ego, and insecurity. 4. Exhibiting possessiveness or neediness in a long-term partnership. 5. The opposite behavior, acting aloof or sabotaging relationships out of paranoid fears that all women will leave. Turning to my friend, the pickup artist, he mastered many techniques for seduction and initially maintained a roster of multiple women at once. They were aware he was dating others, so he was honest about not being monogamous, but none of these women stayed loyal forever. Over time, like many who have been deeply involved in the pickup community, he yearned for something deeper and more genuine, especially with one special woman. The women he dated often moved on before he had the chance to truly commit. This was because they didn't want to share him long-term. A crucial insight he eventually had was that high-value women choose not to stay in relationships where they feel they are sharing their partner or not valued fully. This realization transformed his perspective, leading him to find a fulfilling, committed relationship with an incredible woman. Now he's much happier, having understood this essential truth. I shared this vital secret, why high-value women tend to grow and evolve when involved with a pickup artist, in my detailed review video titled 33 Secrets She Doesn't Care About You. Watch that to discover more about what my friend learned and how it changed his life. Thanks for joining me here, take care and God bless.